But I think the photo they put it on 20. For those of you who did not submit on 20, and you did not tell me anything about the photo having issues, your assignment is late. You can't tell me about photo issues on 21. That was 2 days after the actual due date. So, apart from some guy I spoke to him, told me why you can't submit. So that's the only assignment I'm going to mark. But anybody else who sent an assignment after the due date, I am not going to mark that. Yeah.
So?
We'll wait for that sentence. Okay, so let's move on. That is about meeting minutes. So the second thing that you need to look at when you're having a meeting is the meeting agenda. Okay, so the second thing is meeting agenda, where you have to communicate with each participant in the meeting about why you are meeting. So when you're communicating about the agenda, you talk about it before the meeting and you also remind them in the meeting. So once you have introduced yourselves, you have invited the people, when they are finally getting comfortable, that's when you reintroduce the agenda. Tell them the reason why you are meeting. And then you have to have presentation materials. So this means that you should have reports, you should have documents that are related to the topic of your meeting. Presentations materials. So you could have PowerPoint and other printed materials that are related to your meeting. If it is something to do with money, you can provide documents that show how much was spent and the problems that are arising based on how much you spent it. And lastly, you should have visual aids. So it's also possible to record what you are talking about. It is allowed to record a meeting unless it is supposed to be confidential. And lastly, you should look at confidentiality. Whatever. What it means, whatever that happens within the meeting stays in the meeting. There are some meetings that are actually very important that you do not have to take things outside that meeting. For example, when it comes to organization decisions, you don't take them out unless they're supposed to be publicized. What?
Can you please come again with the presentation materials?
Presentation material. So I said that when you're going to a meeting, if you are the facilitator, you need to provide the people in the meeting with documents. So these are things that they need to be written. So you could have printed documents, you could have reports, you could have anything that is printed that they can look at. You can also have a PowerPoint presentation and include visual aids. For example, a projector or something. Okay, so that is about meetings and interviews. Let us look at we're moving on to another topic. We're going to look at no, that is not what we're going to look at. So we're going to look at procrastination. Today. Next time when we meet, that we are going to look at the examination skills. Things you need to do when you're preparing for yourself for an exam. Rain. What do we mean when we say procrastination? What's Margaret? Rain. Tendai. No one has heard of this one before? We have. Okay, what is this guy?
A commission run by someone planning something and not fulfilling it.
Okay, so tutorial says it is a condition where someone plans something but does not fulfill it. Do you agree with her? Who says no? Okay, yeah, that one. You say no. Explain. What's your name? Michael, have you been in the previous class? Oh, Bison, yeah, Bison. Yeah?
I don't know.
You have no idea what it is?
No,
No, they say no. Okay, so Shifunya no says no. Let's hear him out.
what is it?
She said it's a condition where you plan to do something but do not fulfill it. That's what she said, right? So you disagree with her?
On my side, I don't know whether it's the same, but then from what I've from the it actually means model delaying or postponing.
So why do you not agree with her?
It's
You're saying that what you say is completely wrong. That's what you're saying? Who agrees with this video? Who agrees with no? Okay, so both of those definitions could be right, depending on the situation. So sometimes you plan to do something and you keep pushing it, as Noah has said, to the point that you don't do it. So sometimes it happens that way. But sometimes you do it, but after pushing it for a long period of time. So procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing an action. Yes, I did say you were wrong. So it is the act of delaying or postponing something or an act. So you keep pushing, studying until it's time for exam. And when it's exam time, you don't want anyone to talk to you, you don't want people to touch you because you want to study. That is procrastination, which we mostly do. Yeah. All of us. So procrastination involves intentionally avoiding something. You do it intentionally, you know you're doing it. So you can procrastinate when it comes to praying, when it comes to maybe cleaning the house, washing your clothes, until a certain point when you can no longer do these things at once. So you intentionally avoid avoiding a task that needs to be completed. So you avoid a task intentionally. So sometimes you do this when it comes to assignments. You wait for the due date, so you can work under pressure. So all these days are like, no, I can't think. But when the due date is tomorrow, you're like, yo, assignment. And you're mad at everyone because you didn't try to assignment. But anyway, let's move on. What causes procrastination? You guys who procrastinate. What causes it? Laziness. Huh?
Reasoning.
What kind of reasoning?
You give excuses to your own mistakes, your own intentions of not doing the things so that you shouldn't do them, or you should postpone when to do them.
Okay, so do you think reasoning is the right way to use it?
Lack of resources.
Lack
Yes, money is saying.
such as marriage, time, lack of resources, and procrastination. Two different things.
It's possible.
Lack of resources, that is you failing to do something because you don't have items required for you to do it. Procrastination, you intentionally do it. You're like, no, I'm not going to do this. Yeah?
Maybe they're not enjoyable.
But if it is a task that needs to be completed, that is not less important. For example, you have how many courses? 6. You have 6 assignments. Which one is less important?
Foundation.
But it is something that needs to be done. For you to actually get the degree, you still need to pass the foundation test. Okay, so procrastination can happen because of laziness. What? Irresponsible. So it can be caused by lack of discipline. Time management. It could fall under or time management. You don't know how to manage time. Yeah? What about distraction? Yeah, that's your friend. Social media. Okay, so distractions and several other things. Okay, so let us look at the main reasons why students procrastinate. Students, why you do it? Can I write this off? Are you done? Okay, so why do students procrastinate? Okay, so let us look at this on a personal level. Loudness, why do you do it? I need to know. Laziness. Loudness is lazy. Well, Asante, why do you do it? Why do you procrastinate? What instructions? Distractions like who? Or what?
Yeah, me.
Okay, so the first reason why students actually procrastinate is
Okay.
So sometimes you do not find the motivation to actually do something. For example, you don't have the motivation to study after classes. That's why when I ask Justin a question, he's not going to answer because he didn't study. Procrastinating. Yeah, that's exactly true. Lack of ambition. You do not have the set goals. You don't know what you actually want. So even as people who are out of the university, we go through the same thing. The moment you don't know what you want, you don't know what to do and when to do it. So you don't know when to wake up. You can stay in bed all day when you have things to do. Or I could choose to stay in bed all day when I have all those papers to mark. That is procrastination. And the other reason why students do it is because the task is difficult. Okay, so task difficulty. So this means that that thing is actually so hard for you to do it that you keep making excuses that I'm going to do it later when I have the energy and strength to look at it. For example, I would choose to procrastinate when it comes to courses in relation to mathematics because I don't like it. Alright. So if a task is difficult, you choose to put it aside. So it keeps sleeping there next to your bed, looking at you, and you still feel like it's not the right time to do it. But when the due date comes, you're still going to type all those 6 pages. But you're going to type rubbish. Because you haven't actually prepared yourself for writing whatever you want to write. And the other thing is time management. So, as students, sometimes you need to understand that you guys are different. We have people like Nigel, who is not going to study at home, but he's here listening to the things I'm saying. And we have others where I have to repeat 4 times for you to actually understand it. So when you see Nigel on the phone, you feel like I should also be like Nigel. I'm going to go home, I am going to sit just like Nigel. He says, let's go jazz, you know? You're going with him and yet you have a test tomorrow. For him, he was in class, he had everything, and you have to study. So you don't know how to manage your time. Because if you knew, you would know that this is not the right time to actually do this. So once you learn how to manage your time, you're not going to procrastinate. In business, when you do not manage your time, each second that passes by, you keep losing money. So you can choose to stay in bed and not do anything that day and lose 50,000 that day. So every time you don't manage your time, you lose something. Of course, sometimes you need to sleep, it's very important. And then we have distractions. Your boyfriend wants you to go for a walk. You have a test tomorrow. Or your girlfriend wants you to watch a movie and study. Yes, even that one had to. That is a very big distraction. Sometimes, like I said, we are all different people. So you could be distracted by the things that your friends are doing. And you don't know whether they go home to study or something. So maybe Lorraine is going to say, I can write that 6 pages today. But when she goes home, she's going to take 1 page. And you think Lorraine hasn't studied. You are distracted because your friend is doing something else. Or you want to watch a series and you have things to do. You are distracted. So you keep pushing that assignment. You're like, oh, this one is 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'm going to watch it, and after that, I'm going to write an assignment. Before the loop finishes, you're already asleep. You have procrastinated. So you're distracted. And sometimes you procrastinate because you are overwhelmed. You're tired. So you are tired to actually do that thing. That one is quite understandable. There are times when you have done lots of things and you can't do something else because you are afraid. But it doesn't mean you should keep pushing it over and over again. So you can push it to tomorrow after you have rested or a few hours later after you shut down. But don't keep pushing it. And then the other one is fear of failure. So as individuals, we choose not to do a certain thing because we are afraid to fail. I don't have an example for that one. But anyway, when you are afraid to fail, you keep pushing it and giving yourself excuses that even if I do it, I'm still going to fail. Even if I study, I'm still going to fail because I don't understand Introduction to Management Theory and Practice. So you keep pushing those 100 pages, those 300 pages to read because you are afraid that you're still going to fail. So yeah, we have psychological factors like what you said about a heartbreak. And lastly, we have peer influence. Especially those that say bodies. This one works best for you. Because the ones that go home to their parents, they don't really think that way. Because their parents have a knife on their neck, you know? So your peers could be a factor that's going to cause you to procrastinate. But when it comes to peer influence, it is okay to have friends. It is okay to leave some things because of friends. But so don't forget that when you decide to follow your friends to usually. Okay, so let us now look at the effects of procrastination. Yeah, that is also one of the reasons why people procrastinate. There are lots of them. Many. We could talk about them one day. But then you can add it there. It's also somewhere there, you know. Okay, so let us look at the effects of procrastination. I'm sorry, there's a guy in front of me.
Failure to deliver in time.
Okay, so failure to deliver in time. Is it Margaret or Margaret? Margaret. Another effect. Okay, so increased stress. Failure of examination. Why you don't want to talk? So it's not just failure of exams. You could also fail in some of the things you're doing in life. Tendai. Any other issues? You know what? Don't even say. Oh, here. Yes, the guy next to Noah.
Huh?
Bison, right? Is it bison, bison, bison? Bison. Hmm? Yes, bison.
What quality works?
Okay, low quality work. And also we have reduced productivity. We have financial consequences. For example, you choose not to do your assignment, you have to pay a fine. So if you choose not to do all assignments, how much is that? And that 615 you could have used it for baby Jesus. Fine. And you are. And you still have money left for your life. And also time wasted. Time wasted.
Madam,
Yeah?
failure to deliver in time,
Okay, so when you procrastinate, for example, let's use this example of you staying in bed instead of actually doing something that is important. You have wasted your time. Failure to deliver in time, sometimes these things is not about you delivering in time. But yeah, you could link them together since they're all related to time. What?
Failure to deliver in time.
Failure to deliver in time and time wasted. indecisiveness comes before you actually come up with anything, or the consequences of procrastination. So you were indecisive in the beginning. So you ended up, I'm going to push this one to the mark. Okay, so let us look at how you can control, which is the last thing we're going to look at today, how you can control procrastination. Controlling procrastination. How do you control it? Being what? What? Sorry, I didn't laugh. Search for information. Okay, so yeah, you could. Okay, explain more on that.
We have a thing to do, but we don't know how to do it.
Okay, so like when I say that if it has to be difficult. Okay, so you could search for information. So search for information rather than just sitting on that difficult task. And you also need to have self-awareness. So you need to know that you should understand the reasons why you actually procrastinate. So you need to know that the moment I sit down, I'm going to sit here. So avoid sitting down. You need to do that thing. Or the moment you start studying, avoid looking at your phone. You could put your phone back on you. So you can study for a period of time before you look at your notifications or something. And then you should also set clear goals. So you need to write down the things that you want to achieve. For example, when it comes to school, you can write down the goals that you want to achieve. So you could write down that you want to get 80% for each course. Nothing less than that. So once you start studying, you know what you want to achieve. So you can procrastinate because you have a goal. And the same thing happens in business.
Is self-awareness and elimination of distraction the same point or the different?
They're different. Okay, so self-awareness is you knowing. Eliminating a distraction is you actually removing something that should be done.
Which one is that?
Which one is what? Self-awareness. So you need to set priorities. Know which tasks to do first and which one you shouldn't do first. So when it comes to priorities, you can start with the easy tasks. You can start with my assignments, which are easy, and then you can go to introduction, management theory, like 6 questions. So set your priorities right. And you also need to break the task into smaller tasks. assignment today, the first thing that you could do is just Google what that assignment is about. And you just write the main points, just to take it. So you have started something. You have 15 days. And maybe after 2 days, you start getting information about 1 point or 2 points. And you write them down. By the end of 15 days, you are done with what you need to do. So you break that bigger task into smaller steps. So you could tell yourself that each day I'm going to write 1 point. By the end of 5 days, you are done with 5 points. And you also need to create a timetable. So it's not just you creating a timetable and sitting on it, you actually have to follow it. If you want to achieve some things in life, you have to follow your timetable. And you should set deadlines. Set deadlines. And eliminate distractions, like what she said. And lastly, you need to reward yourself. Yes?
I wanted to ask you, starting small, so kind of small task. Sometimes it's harder to know the way to start the task.
Because the task is big.
No, it's just the starting. Yeah.
Of course, Kuyamba is you starting small. But then you're starting small because everything that you need to do is actually quite and manageable at one time. That's the same thing we do when we want to. Anyway, never mind. Okay, now say starting small. Okay, so you need to reward yourself. So you could tell yourself that if I read 5 pages today, I can watch a movie all day. Or I can choose to watch the whole season all day. Just 5 pages. So you need to reward yourself after you have completed the task. Does that make sense, guys? So we have choice remaining to learn. Hey guys, ready for it? Why? Hey guys, actually ready for this? Exams are nice. Once you're done, you can go home and do everything you want.
Then come back down.
You can, of course, you're going to come back, but but don't procrastinate, guys. Read your short.
But okay. Don't forget.
Next week we're going at examination disputes. Okay, so I'm going to give them to you after. When we are here for okay, guys, you can go.